EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. A moment ago, here was the scene. The Falcons coming out from their tunnel to the roar of all the folks here in Atlanta. We're ready for football as these Falcons get set to match up with the Baltimore Ravens. Here's Bosher to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's carry number 1 for Kenneth Dixon. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Now Jackson. Airing one deep for Crabtree. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And this will be caught at the 30. A big 3rd down conversion with a gain of 28. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. Now the first carry for Ty Montgomery. About 3 yards there to the 27.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
On 3rd down, Jackson. Flushed out right. He may try and run for this. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. Second quarter now. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis with you. The field goal unit's going to stay put on the sideline. They're going to go on 4th down here. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. That's to his running back, complete. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
22.
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. And that's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for 2nd down.
And Brandon, as we continue to see, so much of the influence on this game is now coming from those hybrid-type players. In this case, strong safety Not worried about covering the pass. What a play on the run.
Tackled for a loss.
Yeah, forget the pregame introductions.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Ravens have got it.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
On first down, they go with Dixon. And he's going to be brought down at about the 33-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Back to the ground, this time Montgomery. And he'll go down at the 28. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Detroit! 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 Detroit!
First down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. Actually broke that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
Here's Jackson under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So on 4th down, here's the Ravens Pro Bowl kicker Justin Tucker out onto the field. This will be spotted at the 37, so it's a 47-yard attempt. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal.
So maybe now the mentality changes in this game, because anytime you can get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
12. Let's go. 21. 12. On. Go.
A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan on the move, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons.
11. Get up. Gun. Let him go.
Now it's Ryan. Buying time to his left. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. Touchdown, Falcons. Calvin Ridley, 76 yards. And the Falcons are in for 6.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Marty looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
He's going to let this one go deep. That's caught inside the 20. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. So it's first and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Jackson from the shotgun. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. Michael Crabtree, the intended receiver, and it's second down. Another shot from the 1 on second and goal. It's a quarterback sneak. And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. And now prior to this 3rd and 1, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. So it's 3rd and goal, and now the question, can this Falcon defense stand tall once more? This time Jackson will throw it, and almost intercepted. Would have been a huge pick in the end zone, but as it stands, that brings up 4th. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. Less than an extra point attempt here. This is an 18-yarder. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. The 20. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
And they extend their lead, a little added cushion. You want the 3rd quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. So we are at halftime here in Atlanta with the Falcons out in front. So out come the Falcons now. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Hey, let's go. On. Right. Left. Let him go.
Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. And finding the tight end Hooper. First target, first catch, and a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
They go play action here on first down. Throw right side, caught by Ridley. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. Give him 30 yards there.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Hey, gun. Hey, gun. 3 there. Oh, and he's on it. Go.
Play action. It's Ryan. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. he goes down.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Tuesday. Let him go.
Play action. Ryan. Wide open receiver complete. And he will finally be taken out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
Get up. Hey, Ridley.
They'll look to run with Freeman. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Devontae Freeman, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now. Here's Bosher to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the 2nd half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 32 that time.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse.
This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. John Brown, 43 yards. And the Ravens get a bit closer. John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the 2-point conversion. From the gun, Jackson. And this is going to be caught, so they do get it. And the 2 points, now they're back down to a 1-score deficit. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
There we go.
Freeman again, a 1st down carry. Finding some room at midfield. And he'll get this down to the 39-yard line. And now the Ravens are going to take another timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
22. On. Ready to go.
Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this.
Get up. 21.
On 2nd down, Freeman. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Let's go.
And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
So while the offense has had a big day, no one on that side of the ball is excited about seeing a loss like that. Their goal, to make every play positive. And when you have a bad one like that, your next goal is to not let it spiral into more.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. They go play action with Ryan. This is caught. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. They'll run here with Freeman. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
This is where coaches have to have spent a lot of time going over situations with their players, because him getting tackled there is not the worst thing in the world. You're going to run more plays, right? Clock's going to go. But his thought process is getting into the end zone. It's counterintuitive for him to actually go down in this spot.
Yeah, but like you say, you don't want to get in the end zone too early here.
No, not at all, because you may leave an opening that could come back and get you.
21.
The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
That's a really alert defense there, because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
You got him. You got him. You got him.
And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And Bryant's kick is good.